Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Stop laughing at me, JJ. That means it's time for This Week at Gear Report, where we talk about all the cool stuff that we have published since last week's show. And we'll touch on some things that are in the pipeline, things that are coming at some point that will be published. And, today we may even talk about some weird ATF actions or rumors of ATF actions that are happening. I'm sure that there are lots of people who are curious as to what's going on with all of that. But I was remiss. It didn't even occur to me that we are in, the realm of Halloween dates. This should be the Halloween show. So clearly I wore my mask. Jose Juan, are you a cow?
Moo.
Oh, okay. So this is going to freak you out. All right. I think that Jeremy saw you dressed as a cow. I don't know if you saw the recent video where a cow was molesting their Jeep. Okay. Like seriously.
Okay,
but
no.
I suspect that's why this happened. Boom. Look at that.
There we go.
He's going to protect that Jeep.
Do I need to make it even bigger or better?
You do. Don't be poking fun at cow molestation. It was not fun for anyone, especially the Jeep.
Yeah. Wow, this show got freaky in a hurry. I got to apologize to everyone for that one. But seriously, go check out that video, and we'll get to that. You guys can talk about that in a minute. Let's go around the room real quick. That means hold on. That way. We'll go to Mitch first.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Gear Report. Hope everybody's having a great time getting all juiced up on candy. It's about that time.
So, hey, I'm JJ, or Jose Juan. I'm one of the original instigators with Gear Report. And as always, trying to keep things fun, I guess. And we're going that way now.
Yes.
Hey, we're Jeremy. I'm feeling a little horny today, so I'll let my wife do all the talking. Where's the talking? You gonna do it?
What are we doing?
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cam.
Jeez. Like it's your first time, Jeff.
We'll be gentle. Yeah. So TJ is trying to join us. Unfortunately, work called this evening and he had a priority engagement, or I think that's a nice way of saying he prioritized something over us.
We're us, okay.
But,
well,
TJ. Yeah.
Yeah, at least he said hello. The same thing with Ghost. He's saying,
yeah. Ghost, speaking of Halloween, Ghost put out a video.
Yes.
The Halloween series. Go watch his spoof of Halloween. I never watched it, so I didn't really get it, but he put some effort into it. I suspect it's pretty good.
I saw some of the still shots that he had, and yeah, it looks pretty interesting for sure.
Right. So let's see. We got TJ. We saw Gun Snob was first. There he says Ghost. Let me go back up. There it was. There was our first. The Gun Snob from Oklahoma frickin' Homa. Censored for this evening. All right, let's see. And then we had, Nighthog is with us. Good evening to you too, sir. I think that covers everyone that I've seen out there. If you're out there and you hadn't said anything yet, go ahead and say something. It doesn't have to be a derogatory thing about me, but hey, if it makes you happy, it's a big bus. There's plenty of room for me under it. So, do what makes you feel good, right?
Maybe I should make the alignment of the horns a little bit better, so it goes forward, not up.
All right, so let's see here. Making sure I didn't miss any notes here. All right, I think we're caught up on people who've made comments. So thank you, everyone, for the participation. It makes the show that much better.
Yeah.
Why don't we dive in and start going through some of the reviews that were recently published? I go off the rails so quickly sometimes. We're going to mix things up and actually stick to the format for once, for at least a few minutes before we get too far off track. And we're going to kick it off with Mitch. So what would you like to tell us about the short stack from Gerber?
Yeah, it's a handy little AR tool that I found back in the day that looking for something to carry around to the range or just have close by. And the fact that it comes with 15 tools in one little package and you can read all about it. I think it's a great little thing to have with you, especially if you're going to the range with your AR. But it just packs a lot of stuff in a small package. It actually can be stored in the grip of most of the Magpul MOE or MIAD grips, so it can go right along with your rifle. Doesn't take up much space. It's lightweight. And as you can see in some of the close-up pictures, I got some good use out of it at the range. So I recommend it. Again, you can never have enough handy tools around on the range or with you when you're out and about.
Right. And it just reminded me of the last time I went to the range with a bunch of handy tools. Yeah. I just wanted to see how much. Oh, it's out of stock at PSA. I wanted to see how much it costs, so I was stalling while I was looking it up on PubMed.
It roughly, I think retail is like $15.99, so it's under $20.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's not going to set you back anything harsh. That's why I like the fact that when I saw it, I picked it up because I was like, hey, you can always have extra handy little tools with you. It's got a scraper, it's got a little driver on it, several wrenches that come with it. Like I said, I found it handy and I liked it, so I wanted to share with everyone else.
Yeah, I was reading through the article that you wrote just earlier in the day, and I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know about how durable it's going to be, considering how some people treat their tools and their rifles. But hey, like you said, it's something that I can actually go in a small container and hopefully aid you in taking apart your rifle if you need to.
Especially out and about on the range or somewhere where you're not close to your bench with all of your really heavy duty tools. Because like I said, it's got a front sight adjustment tool for an AR, bolt carrier, bolt scraper, buffer tube wrench, the 7mm wrench for the M-lock fasteners if you use M-lock. So they've thought of a lot of useful tools to add on to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to pause for an announcement. FedEx is the worst shipper. I hate to tell you, but I believe that has already been thrown down and accepted as a challenge. And UPS and U.S. Postal Service are right in that hunt and actively fighting to dethrone FedEx. It's just what I've seen. I don't know. Oh, we get rid of Bueller. I think that joke is past its time.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a good surprise this week on the mail, so I think they're doing their job.
You did. We're going to get to that later. See, you're trying to take me off the rails already.
Well, we're talking about the mail and what's up in the mail.
When he does his intro and says he's one of the original instigators, it's like, yep, he takes that job seriously. All right, so Jason is not here, which is funny. I just sent him some money. I should have asked him if he was going to come on the show. Anyhow, I don't think we looked at this one last week. This is neat. And for Jeep people, this could be neat. For people with old trucks, for someone who has any kind of older vehicle that doesn't have a locking storage compartment, this could be kind of neat because it's dirt cheap. It's super simple. And it gives you a locking option, which may not be the absolute Fort Knox most secure thing ever. But it gives you a way to, if you bolt an ammo can somewhere in your vehicle, then you can put a lock on it to make it more difficult for someone to get into it. So I highly encourage you, if you found that description remotely interesting, go check that out. Watch the video. Jason does a great job of showing you how he did that in his Humvee. And, you know, I looked it up. It was less than $6 shipped for that little kit to do this to an ammo can. So pretty cool little project there. And that video is actually, I don't want to say taking off, you know, because it's only gone so far. But it's getting a lot more traction than I expected really quickly. All right. Oh my. We're seeing a battle out in the comments. U.S. Postal Service are horrible. Not as bad as FedEx. I think we're going to have a throwdown here. Okay, this is a lie. All right, I'm going to call it what it is. Gun Snob's always a Karen. So just so you know, I mean that in the best way possible. Yeah, derail him. That didn't take any effort. You really don't have to encourage people on that. Oh, back went full carrot. See, I never doubted that he went full carrot.
So I'm gonna throw down the challenge over here. Let's prove which one of those carriers are the worst. Go ahead and put $100 bill in a box, you know, ship it over to my house, and I'll tell you which one gets here first or last, and that'll solve it.
It's a good idea.
I gotta figure it out.
Stop, make it happen.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, check this out. Honcho says stay on target and then throws out another option. Okay. I see where this is going. I see where this is going. Maybe encouraging audience participation wasn't the best idea here. No, we appreciate it. At every one of those comments, as far as you know, we appreciate them. All right. Why don't we go to Karami for the next one? Artful? Is that how we say that? Artful? Okay.
Artful. That's how I'm saying it. All right. Am I good?
I don't know. You're on. I know that much.
So this little thing, I didn't really have high hopes for it at all. And I really didn't think I needed one until I used it. And I realized that everything that I ever shot prior to this looked like some kind of epileptic seizure. So, I mean, I look like, I don't know, Michael J. Fox on a step mill trying to record a video before this. So that was probably not okay. Sorry, Jeff. But no, once we used this, well, it was, if you watch the video, it was a little hard to figure out because we've never, in these parts of the woods, we've never had any newfangled items like gimbals. We usually use sticks and rubber bands. But so once we finally got this thing figured out, it was awesome. I walked around like I was Michael Bay for an entire weekend, just filming, panning, sweeping shots of nothingness. But it made me happy.
Selfies, apparently.
And selfies, yes. Yep. Where did that picture come from? Did you put that in there?
No,
look at Jeff.
I think Jeff did that.
Look at Jeff.
I see the same thing. I was like, hey, I need to know how to do that.
So, but no, honestly, for this thing is less than $50. It locks your phone in very, very tightly. We did shots where I had the phone hanging out the window on a dirt road, going through rock gardens and things like that. I never felt like the phone was going to fall out. It is very stable. It's only a 2-axis stabilizer, but so it doesn't do a whole lot for the up and down that much, but it's still extremely, extremely good. You could make beautiful shots with it with some practice. Definitely worth the money. And as far as some of the bigger name gimbals on the market, like your DJIs and things like that, they didn't even have the capability to hold an iPhone 11 Pro Max until this brand new one this year. So this one holds it. It's got a tripod. The tripod's not as stable as you'd like it, but we've done walk-by shots and drive-by shots with it, and it works. So for the price, I just don't think it's going to be hard to beat it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of neat to see as kind of new to the content creator game, how you guys are working your way through the typical progression of equipment. But I got to give you credit though. A lot of people that get so hyper focused on the equipment, I know I did when I got started. I I still struggle to remember to tell a compelling story sometimes. I get so wrapped up in all the technology and lighting and all the specs and everything I got to cover. I forget to tell the story. And I think the way you guys are using it, it helps. It doesn't help with your story. You're telling a good story. It takes away some of the distraction, which was the shakiness in some of the handheld camera footage before, so the story shines through a little bit better. So I think that's
I appreciate that
for you.
It's definitely it's like two monkeys discovering fire for the first time. We really have no idea what we're doing, and when we get something right, we're like, holy shit, can we ever do that again? But it's been enjoyable so far.
All right. So I skimmed through a little bit of the video there where you were talking. You guys go watch the video because it was muted. You couldn't hear any of the commentary. The video is good. The commentary is gold. So you got to go check that out. It's entertaining. It's informative. If you don't yell at the screen at least a couple times, then you weren't paying attention. So. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm going to do the next one. Let's talk about a little trip since TJ's not here. Yeah, I was going to have him talk about this, but then he got roped into working. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about something that's coming up on his review queue. We went by, when was it? In August, I think. I don't remember, actually. Maybe it was June. Well, sometime over the summer, we stopped at the Diamondback Firearms production facility in, all right, where are they? They're not in Cocoa Beach. They're in Cocoa, Florida, which I didn't even know there was a Cocoa, Florida. But apparently, Cocoa Beach is out at the coast, and you come inland a little bit, and that's Cocoa. So they're there, and apparently Kel-Tec is there as well. Kel-Tec was too afraid that we'd give them the Rona, so they wouldn't let us visit. So we went and spent the whole day at Diamondback. One of the things we did when we were there is checked out their new DBX 5.7, which if you're not familiar with the 5.7 by 28 millimeter cartridge, it's something that FN was contracted. I guess there were a couple different companies competing under a NATO program to displace the 9 millimeter pistol cartridge. They wanted something a little bit more compact that still had some pretty stout, like light armor piercing capability. And FN came up with this 5.7 by 28 cartridge. So in the heavy loads, in the armor piercing loads, this is like a little beast. It's crazy. But they kind of they weaken the loads a bit for most of the consumer stuff for whatever reason. But anyhow, that this was a production prototype that you see me shooting in the image at the top, and then I shot it, TJ shot it. I think Randall passed. I was like, son, you're going to pass on shooting a prototype of something that everyone's been eagerly awaiting for. It's not going to be out for months. You get to shoot it before. No, Dad, I'm good. It's like, dude, you're out of the will. So, anyhow, Cody, who tried to convince us his name is actually Clint, but it's Cody. He did this tabletop interview with TJ. And went through all of the different features and specs and how this has evolved. We saw it at SHOT Show back in January, but it wasn't ready to shoot. So they made a bunch of refinements while they were on lockdown. They still went to work, and they worked on upgrading the DBX 5.7. So you can see who is Diamondback, a prior visit, factory tour. If you hadn't been to the Diamondback facility and had a guided tour from the head gunsmith, now you have. Go watch that video. A little bit more information on the round and the firearm, and then you can see that interview. And at the end of that, TJ and I go in, and they've got a range there that they test fire all the guns at. So they kicked their test firing guy out for a while and let us go in and shoot. So really, 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 really cool little pistol that can be configured as an SBR, which kind of keys us into the other topic that I want to touch on. Before we're done, we're going to talk about that distinction between pistols and SBRs and braces and that kind of thing. But TJ had told me that his DBX 5.7 that they're putting in his hands to review is about ready, and he was told, be prepared to receive it here shortly. I told him just go to the factory and pick it up. It's 30 minutes from his house, but
pretty close by. Eliminate the FedEx mayhem.
Well, the bigger deal is not having to deal with going into the FFL and paying the transfer and dealing with all the stupid COVID crap that they have going on there. But even bigger than that is if he goes to the FFL to pick it up, there's not going to be any ammo. They got a room full of ammo at the factory.
Yep.
So that's an easy ask when you're there to say, okay, great. Thank you. That's awesome. How many boxes of ammo could I get? Because I need to test this appropriately.
Definitely is going to need it. He has to be able to test it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the really interesting thing, I didn't know that this 5.7 happens to be the same diameter as the 5.56 NATO, the 223 Remington cartridge, the M16, the M4, and that type fire. So same bullet diameter. It's much smaller. The weight of the projectile is similar to some of the 22 long rifle rounds. It's kind of crazy, but they put a shit ton more powder behind it. So you can see here 223 Remington, the 5.7 by 28, and then some funky kind of 22. Jose Juan, what is that? It's like a 22 short with then a big slug in the end of it or something.
You're gonna have to zoom into it or click on it to enlarge it because I can't see it on my phone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It opened a different window when I enlarged it, so I've got to go find that. This is where the operator, the monkey pushing the buttons here, isn't up to speed on remembering. There we go.
Oh, that's the what is it? Subsonic Super Sniper by Águila.
Really?
Yes, and what it does, it's a heavier pellet, but with reduced powder, so you end up very subsonic, but you still pack the punch, and they use it to eradicate rodents and stuff in Mexico.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that whole thing in Spanish.
Ok. Bueno, aquí les presentamos la munición de Águila, que es de super subsónica del sniper. Y los ayuda para... No, you don't want to go anymore, right?
It was awesome, though. Boy. Yeah. Yeah, you called it.
So that's what it was.
All right. So let's see. Thank you for that. I'm really looking forward to TJ getting a hold of that DBX 5.7 and letting us know how that goes. I believe that wraps up all of our published content. Let me go back to the main page, make sure I didn't miss. No, see, I missed one. I knew I missed one. Open a link here. Bear with me. That one. There we go. And I was just talking about Rando a minute ago and how he got himself removed from the will by
not wanting to shoot that one.
Shoot the DBX 5.7, but he did put together something I think is going to be really useful. We've got a few articles like this that are aimed at young people that have just entered into the different scouting programs, and they're looking to get geared up. I know as a parent who's been through that, it can be overwhelming trying to figure out what do you need to buy, what should you not buy, what's going to be a good use of your money, what's going to be a terrible use of your money. So he went through and kind of itemized what he likes to take and to the week-long annual summer camp. Thank you. So, likely no one on this panel is really into scout camp gear at the moment, but we do have a pretty good audience out there for people who this is going to be really helpful for. So I'm kind of excited about all of that type of content that we have. All right. Now, I believe we have finished with all of the things that have already been published. So let's talk about reviews that will be published soon. Who has stuff on the way that they want to tease just a little? Don't give away too much.
Just a little.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't. Well, we've talked about this one already, and because of context issues and picture alignment, it was bounced back to me. So I'm making changes, and hopefully we'll promote it again to get reviewed and published. We're talking about the AR7 from Henry.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about it a whole bunch of times. So
Right.
Like I said.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. And it's still sitting here beside me. I'm still, I'll knock something over. I'm still babysitting it. Still right here, being cared for until it's published, and then who knows. Okay, awesome. I think we have something queued up. So we had a Karami production that published today, and there's one scheduled for tomorrow, I believe. Does that sound right? Okay.
That does sound right. We've got the Jeep light bar mount. We've also got an overlanding trip coming up in November 20th. So we've got two items that we want to get reviewed while we're on that. One of them is going to be a nice piece of recovery equipment. So we're, I don't think we can get Bella stuck, but we may fake a stick just so that we can test the equipment and see how it holds up.
I've got a similar challenge with some recovery gear that I've got for the Humvee that actually, now that I think about it, my Humvee, there's something I hadn't talked about in a while, right? The elephant in the room here is I have sunk more money into this vehicle than anything I have ever purchased, any vehicle I've ever purchased before. And then I keep forgetting to talk about it during the show because I don't have a lot of real progress on it. But you know what? Let's go look at that. What I was going to say is, since it's not working right now, I could use some of that recovery gear because it's truly disabled and it can't assist at all. All right, here we go.
You're gonna have to tie the two Priuses in front of each other together, and maybe both of them can pull the Humvee at a decent speed.
Maybe we'll see. I've got a Bubba rope. I've got two Bubba rope snatch lines. One's like a really big, heavy duty one that is actually sized for like a 2.5 or a 5-ton, the big military trucks. And then I've got the smaller one is still rated for like almost 3 times what the Humvee weighs. So, and actually what we're talking about doing with that is hooking it up to the airlift shackles on the Humvee and lifting it. James has got a Hemmwv, which is like a huge military wrecker. I think he has a military wrecker as well, but he's got a couple of them with a crane on it. And we talked about using those Bubba rope straps to lift the Humvee up off the ground just to demonstrate their strength. But we haven't done that yet. So, all right, let me scroll down to some of the new stuff here. And it is keeping up, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Scrolling. All right. So what you can see, here's some the new ignition switch, removing some check valves in the fuel system. That got it running. So it started, it ran, put the belt on for all the accessories, put some new headlights in twice because the first set was the wrong set and they burned up, and that was my fault. Put new mirrors, new batteries. I'm catching everyone up here. Replaced the CDR valve that's crankcase depression. What's R? I don't remember. CDR. I don't know. I'm not sure what it does either, but they took it off as part of the demill process. And let's see. So I tried a couple different radio consoles in there, center stacks for interior, put some new LED brake lights and put some new doors on it, and the tire carrier in the back and the Special Forces bumper in the front. And of course the machine gun pedestal in the bed, because what's the point of having a truck like this if you don't have a machine gun that you can mount while you're driving around town, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then drove it a little bit and, replacing little things like the washer fluid stuff. And then another set of headlights, this time the right headlights. And we're getting closer to replacing the fuel filter. And shortly after that, I got so tied up in packing and shipping Humvee parts that people have purchased from me that I almost had to stop working on the truck altogether. And James, who if you notice in here, there are several references to the Humvee Whisperer. That's James, who lives on the other side of town from me. I just happened to live by a legit, really skilled, GM and Humvee mechanic. He's changing the fuel pump, and the fuel output line was stuck. So we had to get a new one. It turns out it was the wrong one. He also dropped the transmission pan and found it full of garbage. So the transmission is likely shot. So in the meantime, I tried to fit some seats in it that didn't work. They were awesome. Man, I'm telling you, they were the most amazing seats ever.
Yeah, it's definitely disappointing. I even came over to try to help him out, figure out how to, attach those seats down to the bases and to keep it secure, because you're transferring the seatbelt location from the frame mounted to the seat mounts, and those seat mounts and stuff are not really rated or designed to contain the jarring effect of somebody strapped on a seat with a seatbelt.
Not remotely. Yeah.
So unfortunately, that idea had to be scrapped, but those seats were great.
They were awesome. And fortunately, I was able to sell them really quickly for lots of money. And so at least that was awesome. Although it took me years to find them. I mean, literally took me years to acquire a set of 4 brand new, awesome seats. And then I couldn't make them fit the way I wanted. So back to the regular seats. I pulled out the old ones and replaced some of them with brand new. So that's looking pretty good. And, the fire extinguisher and some cell phone mounts. And then we realized the new fuel line that came in is actually not the right one. So a new one should be here tomorrow. And hopefully that'll get it running again. And then we can diagnose the transmission issues, because it's not really working correctly. And make a plan to get it back on the road and running, because I'm tired of all this little stuff. I want to get out and do the bigger stuff on it. And it's too depressing to try to work on it right now. Somewhat. All right, how do we get rid of this? Boom, gone. All right, and I didn't get rid of the reviews that'll be published soon. What'll be published soon is more updates, because I got so much more neat stuff to do. I'll tell you one. I'm going to tease something that is really interesting. I have done switches, and I've got a couple different kind of switch panels right now. And as it turns out, I got a few. I got a 3-bank and a 4-bank. So it's 3 switches and 4 switches, and they've got a little charger port and I think a voltage port maybe. It tells you what the voltage is. I was like, you know what? These are awesome. I can put one on each side, and control different stuff. And then I ran across one. It's like a little solid state one that instead of big rocker switches, it's got these little soft buttons, and you can kind of program them for. I don't think you program them, but you put a little sticker thing on the inside for what it is. It's going to be a lot more compact and completely waterproof and much more awesome, I think. So I'm going to go that direction. I got to figure out how to do that. So if anyone has any cool ideas on how to wire up some controls for lights, so it'll control interior lights, exterior lights, white lights, infrared lights, for night vision, and who knows what else. I got to put a stereo in too. So I got so much to do. If anyone knows how to do this stuff, come help me, because I'm not good.
Hey, you need to check the chat for a little bit. I think Honcho had a post or a little quit right there that we need to post. Something about some switching of some, I don't know. You got to check it out.
No, I don't see it.
Hey, a couple more down.
Where's he now? Oh, gotcha. So
Yeah, I'm
Jeff,
not sure what that's about, but it's true. I wouldn't pay for whatever we're talking about.
so look into an S-Pod or a Rough Country MLC6 or something like that. It's a control module for lights and accessories. I only say that because we're going to get one eventually.
Yeah. Well, I've got some extra switch banks if you need them. Got them. Not going to use them. So if you need them, let me know. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, hold on. Diamondback lobby is closed, unfortunately. You need a lobby, dude. All you need is to go to the side door and knock 3 times and say, hey, I'm here to talk to Clint. And eventually someone will figure out you're talking about Cody, and they'll bring him to the door. So then you can get it. All right. Ship today. Back to Sheetwork. See you in it must be a few. Okay. So I'm assuming he's talking about the DBX57. So that's awesome that's on the way. Because I've had some complaints. When I published that video, there were some comments about how it's like vapor. They've been talking about they're going to be shipped. No one has seen one outside of the factory, like ever. They haven't gotten out in the wild, although they said months ago they were going to start shipping them. So this may be the first one to get out in the wild. I don't know. Let's see. Wait, whoa. I didn't mean to do that one. We're taking that one away. I don't even know what you guys are talking about anymore.
If you want me to explain, let me.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned shower though, because today was bath day. So normally it's on the weekend, but hey, midweek today, why not? All right, so what else? I'm looking at some other things that came in recently. I'm not even going to tease those. I think we've talked about enough stuff for now.
I got a few teasers, if you don't mind.
Oh, you're going to show us what your minions retrieved from the...
No, I'm not going to tease that much. I'm just going to give kind of a heads up because I got to work on some things. I do have one firearm review that's in the pipeline, being edited now for the Springfield Armory EMP Champion, which is a really nice 4-inch 9mm 1911. My extra carry mag pouch reviews coming up, and then just recently the one Tigris chest rig with mag pouch. That's going to be the next one.
The Amazon ferry delivered that today, right?
Yep, that's what the minions retrieved.
Yes. All right. I'm excited to see that one.
If only I had it before camera time, I could have completely suited up and we could have had fun Halloween gear report.
You've been sitting while we've been talking for almost 40 minutes, dude. You're going to make stuff happen.
I got firearms to be fixed and worked on.
Okay. So the, what was it? Springfield Armory, that 1911. I think that's queued up. It's either for tomorrow
It should be soon. Yeah, it should be soon.
Or the next day in the morning. I don't know. It's edited. It's queued up. It's ready to go. I just like to kind of tease things out a little bit. You know, we're not gonna blow our wad in one shot. We're gonna stretch it out. You know,
we're gonna make you really want it and just beg us for it.
All right.
Yeah, it's the tantric review delivery system. We're just gonna keep it going indefinitely. All right, so
I'm just getting ready. I know it's time to sign off, so I'm gonna pillage and plunder booty.
Oh, okay. So I actually wanted to see if anyone wanted to talk real quick about, and I'm looking for some comments from. Hey, don't encourage him, Honcho. Come on. I'm looking for some feedback. Who knows, like with any certainty, what the hell is going on with the ATF? Because I keep hearing things, but
Jeff, you used the wrong word. You used certainty and ATF.
Yeah.
And anybody who's ever read anything they've written, there is no certainty in what they write. They flip-flop, they change, they alter. I mean, I've been watching other people's podcasts and trying to gather more information about what's been released. But the truth is they went after this, the Q company, the Honey Badger, because of the way it was set up and I think the way they did their paperwork. They're trying to reclassify it as an SBR instead of an AR pistol. And if they do that, it can set a dangerous precedent for any other AR pistol platform. But from the wording that I read, they're trying to limit the importation of AR style pistols like the Dracos and some of these other brands that are made outside of the US from bringing them into the US.
And definitely the AK.
But not just the AK, any AR, any non-American made variant that would not be able to be imported into the US. That's like one of their, I guess, stop gaps or something that they're trying to word. But this is all coming from like far ATF. This isn't Central ATF. Central ATF, I don't even know if they've commented. This was like a field office that started this.
Really?
Yeah. If you go back and look at the people who actually wrote this up, it was coming from a field office. It sounds personally like I've dealt with the ATF a number of times legally, like on the good side, how.
Oh,
I think the ATF has silenced him.
yeah, I think that he's being censored.
No, I'm still here.
We knew there was a risk when we started talking about this, but
that's okay. I have protection. I'm good.
Good. Yeah. And that's an angle I hadn't heard before. So,
yeah, I did hear something about that. That he was more of a side field office and stuff, not necessarily from the main ATF. But it still, makes everybody wonder and everybody speculate of, well, they're going to be banned and all this stuff. And that's, as part of Gear Report, we usually share the articles from Gear Report into different groups and AR-15 groups and then rifle builder groups and stuff and Facebook and all. And that's all I've been seeing in the past couple of days, everybody wondering and asking and what are they doing and they're going to be illegal and yeah, just craziness.
I've seen a number of kind of inflammatory headlines as well. Things like, ATF is trying to steal the election through this issue. And I'm thinking,
or muddy the waters or creating enough angst or hesitation from people of what's going on in the current administration. Yep.
Well, their current angle and the way that they talk about it, if they can get the language in their actual doctrine, then what they'll do is they'll use it as a wedge to pull anything else that they deem in that classification as an AR pistol. So like your Shockwave, you've got the PDW, you've got all these different companies that make, SB Tactical makes a wide array and other companies that you can create your own AR pistol. And it does follow under the guidelines that the ATF set forth. But again, they're so arbitrary that you don't know what they're trying to do. I think someone saw an opening with Q and they took it because either the way Q published their how we're going to build this honey badger. I'm not saying they're at fault. I'm just saying that it's lawyers. It's literally lawyers arguing about semantics so that they can find some way to control it, because that's all the ATF does. That's really
Right.
it.
Right. Okay. So I'm not a felon yet, that's what you're saying.
Well, I was going to say you and me both, Jeff. I have at least one AR pistol that I built, and again, it's within specifications of the ATF. Again, I spoke to ATF directly to the ATF agents and asked them questions, especially about, this was way back when AR pistols were first hitting the market. Can you shoulder this? What's legal, what's not? And they would go, oh, look, man, nobody's going to be coming out to the range to find you if you're doing certain things. But if you build your rifle in SBR, with the fixed stock, and you do all the things to make it an SBR and don't do your paperwork, that's a problem. Because again, they want their money. That's all they're getting from the tax stamps is money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. It all comes back to money every time. Speaking of money, let's go a different direction. Because we got a question. I love talking about Humvee stuff and making, 2/3 of our audience eyes glaze over. But GovPlanet is the auction company that handles the liquidation of rolling stock assets for the military. And so they've got the contract for the Army Humvees, Marine Corps Humvees, anything that's being sold. That's where I've got all of my Humvees have come through that GovPlanet auction site. So the question here is really, is everyone aware that they have changed their auction fee from 10% to 15% and maybe not updated everywhere? That's something I wasn't aware of. I knew that they changed it. When I bought the Battlewagon 3, it was, I can't remember how long, 3 or 4 weeks-ish before this change went into effect. So even though it took months for them to clear the paperwork, to find the paperwork and, get it done so that I could actually pick it up, I picked it up months after they made this change, but it was already paid for. So it didn't impact me. What did I do about it? I didn't have to do anything because mine was paid for before they made the change. But for anyone who purchases, if it is showing a different transaction fee percentage at different places in the terms on the auction website, sounds to me like you have grounds to fight for your 5% back, which they're selling a lot of the more modern, newer version Humvees now. Some of them, I've seen some that have brushed up against $50,000 as the auction price. So you put an extra 5% on that, that's a big deal. It's $2,500. So yeah, certainly this is a big deal for people. And I consider it GovPlanet's way of rewarding themselves for being so grossly incompetent that they can't make a profit fucking 10%, which they should be able to. Not that I'm bitter about this at all, or bitter about their incompetence or anything. But anyhow, so yeah, I'm sorry for anyone getting hit by that. I have got my fingers crossed that you have a way to get that back. Just Money doesn't worry about a measly 5%. That would be true if I could sell this ammo and retire. But I'm still sitting on every one of those 10,000 rounds because none of you chuckleheads have come through with cash yet. So come on, make it happen, Captain. I'm here, gun snob. I need to retire, so send me some money so I can get some ammo in your hands.
My gun's in a boating accident. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, I'd be bitter if they snuck an extra 5% in on me. I would be bitter as well. They didn't answer my Better Business Bureau. I would think it's a matter of time that they kind of have to. One may not be an issue, but if they get too many, then they're going to have to answer it, or it's going to start impacting their bottom line. So I would say, do what you're doing, get the word out. It happened to me. I would be screaming in every Humvee group possible to be sure everyone impacted by this goes and complains and makes a big stink, and maybe even hit that DLA hotline, because the Defense Logistics Agency manages all the different auction vendors, and put a bug in their ear that the auction vendor is doing some shady stuff, and maybe we can bring the massive government bureaucracy to bear to do something there. You have a lot of items I need for my 1151. I probably had a lot of items you need, and stuff is selling and shipping every day. So if you need something, you need to shoot me an email quick, because this stuff is going quickly. And I've already had a few people get ticked at me because they sent me a note. Hey man, you still have that thing that I need? I'm like, well, no, that sold 2 weeks ago. So if you need it, let me know you need it. Otherwise, it'll probably be gone by the time you need it. True story, TJ. I would worry about the 1%. Absolutely. You got that number, the DLA number? No, you can just go hit the Defense Logistics Agency website and look for their customer service number. It's a government bureaucracy. They're not going to give you the direct line. You're going to have to go through the phone tree. And I submitted a contact form inquiry, and someone called me like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. Like, it was 2 weeks after the problem had already been resolved, and someone checked in. It's like, yeah, thanks for nothing. Yep. Okay. Good. Yeah. Let me know. But I'm telling you, wait for your truck to get there, and all my stuff's going to be gone, because I am selling it as quick as I can. All right. Anyone else have anything you want to talk about?
Maybe.
I can't tell what it is.
Can I tease this?
I don't know. Can you? Oh, that. Oh, should you?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can do a quick conversion over here too. Let people know what they need to do with if they have one of those interesting uppers.
Yeah, you can't do it live though, because the YouTube Nazis they don't like you handling real firearms.
No, well, I won't handle the whole thing, just the piece.
Yeah, I don't know. You can tell them what it is for now.
All right. Well, so in the time that everybody's looking for parts and firearms and everything, there's still companies that are working, like DB Arms down in Florida and all over the nation. Really, they're buzzing like crazy trying to keep up with the demand. And if you're looking for upgrading or parts and pieces for some of your ARs, this is one of them. Palmetto keeps on producing as much as they can and trying to keep up with the demand. So they send us a lower build kit so we can, upgrade one of the rifles that we have in-house. So that's part of one of the things that they sent. And so just opening the box, it has all the regular stuff that you would find in the box. But
is there a sticker? Hey, is there a sticker?
Yeah, there is a sticker.
Is there a sticker?
There is a sticker.
Oh, look at that.
Check it out. Yeah.
I don't understand why people ask that, but you hit any of the AR groups, anything about Palmetto, and they could give two shits about what the part actually is. They just want to know if there's a sticker in the box.
Yeah, there's a sticker. Well, of course, they have all of their kit and everything in there with all of the pieces and parts. But one of the nicest parts right now that we've had is this.
Ooh,
so shiny. It's shiny. It's a nickel boron coated bolt carrier group, of course, but it's backwards. So it's for the wrong-handed rifle.
It is.
Yes. So if you guys happen to be left-handed and shoot southpaw, this might be of interest. So you can upgrade one of your uppers and provide a better functioning. You know how easy it is to clean the nickel boron coated pieces and parts for the guns, and they're so slick that you barely put any oil on it, and they keep on working great. So that's one of the pieces that we're pretty excited about having right now, and I'll be able to upgrade a left-handed rifle that I've had for a while, which if you guys have followed us for the several years that we've been doing this, especially with the firearms, a while back we received a couple of side charging ARs manufactured by Gibbs Arms.
Right.
And so this is going to be used for that upper, so I can update it and see how this BCG works. You can find it at Palmetto State Armory, and it's manufactured by Toolcraft, which is here in North Carolina as well. So we're giving a little bit of a word out of Toolcraft that they manufacture it, but they sell it through Palmetto State Armory.
Well, it's not commonly known, but Toolcraft is owned by the same ownership group that owns Palmetto State.
Correct.
Yep. Which at one point they said, "Hey, don't tell people that," but the word's out, so I'll tell people now.
Yeah, yeah. But they are based in North Carolina, and I guess the manufacturing and everything is here, and now they're, I guess, associated or part of the ownership is with Palmetto as well. So they keep on doing good. So one of the things that
this one, right? It's going to go in. Or one of the other. You see the screen?
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one.
That's what I thought.
So,
cool.
So one of the things that I wanted to do, kind of quick, I don't know if you can put the camera, share the camera over here again, Jeff, on this side.
Oh, you're so demanding.
I know. I want to be a camera hug for a second. But if you have a Gibbs Arms upper, you cannot use the standard pin or the cam block for the bolt carrier. Okay, so you have to exchange it for their proprietary version. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick conversion over here.
Oh wow,
we're gonna
do. Are we allowed to do that? I don't think we're allowed to do that.
You don't think we're allowed?
I don't think we're allowed. I think showing it, you're allowed to do. Any kind of other stuff, I don't think you're allowed to do it. I've been kicked off of Facebook recently. I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube also.
Okay, so do you want to? Okay, so we're going to do the camera, the magic act, and it's going to happen to appear on it.
Okay.
So hold on.
Yeah. So this is what I have encouraged Jose Juan for years. Just learn how to shoot right-handed instead of wrong-handed.
And guess what? I'm just as good both ways, but there's still something that has to do more with the natural alignment of the eyes and the left eye dominance stuff where, that other side seems to be better. So there it is. That's the updated real quick. So this is the old version.
Yeah, and that just interfaces with the side charging handle.
And this is the new one. And yeah, it creates the alignment with the gas block right there. So as it rotates, it has a little bit of an extra material right on the lip, but that's what makes it function with the side charge upper from Gibbs. So there it is.
All right. So how do we get back to everyone? Let's do.
There it is.
Like that. All right. We can get rid of the wrong-handed peeps banner. If I can figure out where it is. There it is. All right. So TJ was listening. We have Karami. We have Mitch. Jose Juan, I think he's abandoned us for the quest to get to Las Vegas again and go to SHOT Show. Although he's been a couple times with the Gear Report. I got an email probably about a week ago, and if anyone out there in the comments has any thoughts on this, let me know. Was it Safari Club International has their convention. They've done it for 49 straight years, and this was to be their 50th. And it was running concurrently with SHOT Show in Vegas for 2021. And last week, towards the end of the week, I got an email that due to rules and regulations in Las Vegas, they canceled.
Wow.
And it is the same time as SHOT Show. So I'm thinking our chances of actually having SHOT Show are about 0.
Yeah, it's a conversation we had last week that it's really not looking promising at all.
Yep. G23 is here in the house, throwing out a little congrats. So the gun snob somehow tricked 10,000 people into subscribing to his channel. Wow. I'm assuming that's what that is. So I don't know how you did it, brother, but
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty good. But in all seriousness, he does have some cool videos. So you go check him out. If you probably already all know the Gun Snob. If you don't, go check out his channel. That explains it. Well, all right. Anyhow, yeah, go check it out. And oh wow, even the wife's ratting on him now. Right? All right. Well, I know one he didn't bribe. Just saying. Come on, dude. We've gone over an hour. Boy, man. It's like TJ's here. Man, TJ in Vegas. Like you hear that 12 times a day. Hey, $20 is $20. Yep. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's it. I haven't subbed yet. We shall see. I'm not going to check that live and risk being embarrassed. The real reason? Oh, Mystic is the real reason he's so successful. I'm not going to put Jeremy on the spot here. But I think all of us guys know that's like the real reason. We can joke about it all we want, but it's the real reason.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Any parting comments from anyone?
I got nothing, man. I was gonna make a sexual innuendo, but then I second guessed because I didn't want to be that. So I just toned her down.
Oh, someone else said something. Though I was about to click on this comment and then it moved. I was like, yeah, it's always delivers. All right, good job, TJ. Good to have you. At G23, as we're shutting things down, he shows up, starts saying hi to people. So, hey, at least he made it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for
Jeff, thank you
of your time. Anyone have anything else going on that they want to promote? This is last chance for self-promotion in the comments or here. What do you have coming, like even outside of Gear Report that you want to talk about?
So our episode 2, I don't know if you guys saw it. When we started with kind of your help, we started just doing reviews. But as this thing has evolved, we do some pretty cool little travels, and staying in our Jeep. And so the wife decided she wanted to do episodes of our travels. So what this meant was I actually had to learn how to edit video and use real people software instead of my cell phone. So we just put episode 2 up. We took off and went through the Red River Gorge in Kentucky and ended up in a pasture getting molested by cows in Amish country, Ohio. So check that video out. It's down south.
And that is absolutely as entertaining as it sounds.
So
I mean, having watched, it's episode 2 there with the cow molestation. There is in that one.
Check it out. Let us know what you think about it. We're new. We can't get better if you don't give us feedback.
Yeah. So all you gotta do when you get there is go click on that little button. It'll say subscribed. After you do that, that's what they want. All right. So do them a solid. Go do that. And you see, let's see, videos 302. How'd you get 302 already?
I thought that was really slow. I've been like down on myself. We started August 28th. Really, we started our channel.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, exploiting my life one episode at a time.
Yeah, but so what's going to happen? What typically happens with a channel is you got to get to critical mass, where then you get some momentum, and you'll have one big video. You have one video that pops a little bit more than the rest, and things will take off. So, yeah, you got some good steady progress so far, building a following. But the big deal is you're figuring out who you are and how you want to present yourself, and what tools you want to use, and how much it sucks to edit video on a computer.
Yes.
All the things you need to learn to be successful.
Yeah.
Gun Snob, we're going to subscribe to you after this. Give him 10,001.
Appreciate that $20.
Thank you for the 20.
Y'all need to start over. I don't think that's going to happen. Go vote. That's a good reminder. It is time to go vote. So
Go
everyone,
vote.
please do that.
Do it before we get shut back down.
Go vote unless you're a moron. If you're a moron, don't. If you've actually spent some time to figure out the issues and who's running, and you're making a meaningful vote, if you're just going along with party lines and haven't even thought about it, we may need to sit down and have another talk about why voting is important. And you vote for whoever you want. I don't care, but just make it a meaningful vote. That's all I ask.
Yeah, just put JJ on the vote call.
You should do
that
that.
work.
Write and vote, JJ.
Sure.
I think I missed something. As long as the antibiotics kick in before you get home. Okay. All right. Not even sure what that meant. I submitted, but I have to stare at Jeremy naked. You don't have to stare. I mean, that's a choice.
You may catch Kim in some precarious situations, but not me.
Yeah, and that's why your subscriber count hasn't gone down yet, I think. Any new updates or videos on the new Humvee? Let me know what you're looking for in the comments here, or send an email or whatever. Just let me know what you're looking for, and I'll shoot that video. I got so many ideas of things that I could do, and I'm too busy right now shipping parts and fixing things and doing other stuff that I need to get more videos done. If you help me target what's most interesting to you, and that'll go to the top of the list. So definitely appreciate the feedback and the help with that. All right, that was the last chance to self-promote. We shutting this down. So until next time,
we'll see you at the range.
I got to find the button.
You almost made it to a peace sign.
There it is. Ready? We'll see you at the range.